Hello, and welcome to episode 325 of the Casual Try Hard podcast. I'm
And I'm
Brian.
James.
James is still a little under the weather, so we're going to keep this a tight discussion of the signpost uncommons for the upcoming Universes Beyond Final Fantasy before we go to Universes Beyond Spider Boy or whatever. I don't know.
That was a mouthful. I'm glad you said it and I didn't have to. Because, yeah, my throat is still bothering me. I'm not sure what kind of bug I got, but it doesn't want to go away.
Yeah. So if you want to reach out to us on social media, and we should be doing card evaluations starting next week. I will hopefully, knock on wood, get to do a pre-release or two.
Yeah.
So I'll have a little bit of knowledge.
Excellent.
But if you have any cards you want us to talk about, or, you know, at home wellness remedies.
Yeah, sure, that too.
Send them our way. Facebook, Discord, X, Blue Sky, email. All those links are in the description. Let us know what cards you want us to talk about and make it so James can talk.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. There was something there. But, I was going to mention that we already had some in Discord.
Oh,
Yep,
nice.
somebody already
Good job,
posted some.
Discordians.
So that's always helpful. If anybody else has some to add, feel free. You can throw them in Discord, or like Brian said, hit us up any of our other social media places. If you're looking to support the show, there's a couple ways you can do it. The first is our TCG Player affiliate link. Did you hear about this drama? Should we still be promoting this TCG Player affiliate link?
I mean, I don't know how much money we've gotten from
That's
it, but
true.
we can stop whatever you want.
Well, use it for now until we decide otherwise. CasualTryHard.com/TCG. If you're going to buy something from TCG Player, stick it to them and at least let us get our cut.
Yeah, exactly. Show them what's up.
The other way you can support us is through our Patreon, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Chip a couple bucks in, you get access to about another hour of content out of us every week in the form of our unshow, although it's probably a little bit less than an hour this week because we were trying to keep it tight. You also get access to my show notes. Every week I post them up so that you kind of get a sneak peek about what the episode's going to be about. If either of those things sound good to you, or if you just want to support the show, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG.
Yeah. So we've got the signpost uncommons for the limited archetypes. There's like one kind of oddball archetype.
Well, there's a couple oddball ones.
But we've got some like tried and true old standbys here.
Mm-hmm.
So first up is going to be blue-white artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
So there is we have like the job select mechanic. So we have basically 4 Mirrodin equipment.
Yep.
So you got a bunch of equipment that make creatures that can help support this, and then other things that are making artifacts. And so our signpost uncommon is Titus Blitzball Star. It is 1 white blue for a 2/1. And whenever an artifact you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Titus. Whenever Titus attacks, tap target creature an opponent controls.
Very fitting. So it gets bigger when you play your artifacts, and then taps things down so everything can get through.
Gets to attack. Yeah. This would be like a cube consideration, but like it is just a little too Final Fantasy in my face.
Definitely.
I just can't.
I think most of this set is pretty Final Fantasy in your face.
There's a few things that are gonna like slide in because I'm just like, oh, that's too good. But like this one, we can let slide.
Okay.
Maybe again, we talked about maybe I should make the smolder cube, which is the pre-fire cube.
Yeah.
It just never changes unless there's a rarity shift,
Yep.
and it's like, here you go. Here's cards from when Magic was Magic and cards were normalish.
Yep. Back in my day.
Back in my day. But yeah, so as long as there's like this card's good if you can like trigger it repeatedly. Like you need to kind of be able to trigger it like every turn.
Yeah.
Because like a 3-mana 2/1 just isn't getting the job done.
Right.
Even with the like tap
Tapper
effect.
ability.
Like what is the There was like some dumb like dinosaur that was like a 2/3
Snub
or
nose
something.
Ceradon something.
Something. It was like, but like you
Yeah,
attacked and it tapped
yeah.
something. And like same
Oh no,
like
that was
Goblin
a
Hail Cutter was like
hammer skull.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But like it was like a 2/3, I think, or
yeah.
a 2/2. So like a 2/1's not getting the job done.
Well, I mean, if you play an artifact though, it's a 3/2.
Yeah, then it's like getting there. Like ideally, you have ways to make like artifact
Yeah.
tokens that like you can kind of do repeatedly or like on the cheap,
Mm-hmm.
or you're getting tokens from something else. So that's why like maybe some of the job select equipment where it's like this is my creature and it also happens to trigger
Right.
this.
It the little blurb said there was a lot of artifact creatures as well in this set. I haven't gone through the
Mm-hmm.
whole spoiler yet, but the little bit that I did peruse looked like that was true. So that helps also.
There was the card from oh goodness uh whatever the Kamigawa
Mm-hmm.
that was like 3 and a blue for a 3/3 flyer
Yeah.
that like looted.
Yeah.
Uh, well, now that card, exact same card, but it's an artifact
Right.
creature. And there's a couple blue. There's like one blue creature that has affinity for artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
So they are kind of pushing it and like, hey, like this thing used to not be an artifact, now
Now
it
it
is,
is.
so it's gonna trigger everything else. Because like these kind of decks are really hurt by every card that isn't an artifact in it.
Right.
Right. Like these kind of synergy ones like this. All right. What's up next?
Next up, we have blue black. This is going to be the control archetype. Looking to play a long game, draw extra cards, small incremental value, lots of removal, just like every other blue black control limited deck has ever been.
Yeah,
They
really.
did particularly mention tricky creatures, so I'm assuming like tempo is going to be a part, and
Mm-hmm.
also flashback, just to
Okay.
get you like extra value.
Mm-hmm.
The signpost we have here is Lock Cole, 1 blue-black for a 2/3 human rogue with death touch and lifelink. And whenever Lock Cole deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card.
I mean, we just had like a 2/2 flyer
Mm-hmm.
in Foundations
Yep.
that like ETB looted and then looted on attack.
Yeah.
Like, and this has to connect. And like, yes, it has death touch, but like, okay, they trade their 3/3 for your 2/3.
Right.
Right? Like, yeah, this card doesn't seem that good. Like, maybe in this limited environment is better than I'm thinking, but it
Yeah, I
just
don't know. I mean, death touch lifelink is a thing. Like that's
Mhm.
was pretty good on was it Gifted Aetherborn? Now I know that
Yeah.
was maybe harder, maybe easier to cast depending on the deck and a mana cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, is a mana worth when it deals combat damage? Maybe, maybe not. I don't think the card's great, but I think it's probably playable.
Yeah, like I mean, I think all the signposts and commons recently have been like playable.
Yeah.
But just like
Not enough to lure you into blue black though.
yeah, like I don't think you would see this like second like take a black card and then like see this and be like, "Oh man, I'm going to move into blue black."
Yeah. I agree.
Like this seems like a 7th, 8th pick like okay, I guess I've got some black removal spells and like a blue card and a red card like, "Oh, maybe blue black's open, so I'll take this like pick 7 or 8."
Yep.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like, "Oh yeah." Like I think that like Titus, like maybe if you're like a couple blue cards in,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe you can convince yourself like, okay, like I can make this thing huge. I already have 3 artifacts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move in a little earlier.
Sure.
But like Lock Cold just kind of seems like it's like
I guess I'll be blue black.
I guess I'll be blue
Not
black.
I want to be blue black.
Yeah, exactly. And like hope to God it's good.
Yeah.
Like I really hope blue black's good in this format. Next up, this is the one that I thought was kind of like a weird archetype.
Yeah.
Which is like red black black mage aggro.
Yeah, very weird.
And so the little blurb is aggressive creatures that reward you when you cast non-creature spells. So it's like spell slingery, but in red black.
Yeah.
And the thing you get a lot of times is you get these what are they? O1 wizards
Yeah.
tokens that when you cast a spell, they deal 1 damage. So there's a bunch of um like little gutter snipes
Mm-hmm.
that are gonna come attached to cards. So you have like a decent amount of reach
Mm-hmm.
as you cast your non-creature spells. Now speaking of gutter snipe, the our card here is Black Waltz #3, which is 2 black red for a legendary creature wizard, flying and death touch for a 2/2, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Black Waltz #3 deals 2 damage to each opponent.
It's pretty good.
So yeah, it's a flying gutter
Mm-hmm.
snipe. Um,
Flying Death
I
Touch.
guess flying death touch. I mean, it's Vampire Night Hunter
Yep.
stats. What was there is um, Lock Power avoids this, but there's is it I thought there's a spell, I think there's a spell that's 1 red deal 2 in the format, and then it has
Some kind of rider.
it goes, it has some sort of rider. This is so weird. Mythic Spoiler does not want to load anymore. It's this site is not private. It's
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's no good. So now I gotta go to look. So I don't know, if you know how sometimes there's a kind of a power and toughness, a toughness that matters.
Yeah.
Is is 2 toughness, you don't want to be there because you just get got by
Maybe.
cheap red and black removal spells. But if it not, and you can stick it and get to play a few spells,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be all right.
Is
Also,
it worth 4 mana though?
Probably that's the question. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Right? Is giving a gutter snipe flying and death touch worth a mana?
Well, even just in the archetype is 4 mana for your payoff that you then have to wait another turn to do anything with worth it? If you play this on turn 4, you're not going to trigger it until turn 5.
Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah.
In all honesty, it's probably not what you want with your spell slinger payoff is 4 mana go.
Yeah.
For my 2/2.
And you're would they say aggressive?
And yeah, it feels like it should have a haste or something.
Yeah.
Really make it aggressive.
Yeah.
Not this kind of half-hearted thing. There isn't I was looking to see if there was a stab or a disfigure variant
in black.
in black, and it does not look like there is. I'm not quite all the way through it, but
See anything?
no. I know there's a red.
Yeah, it's a tiered spell. And
there's
1 red pip is deal 2. Thunder Magic.
Okay. Thunder Magic. Okay.
Yeah, it's 2, 4, and 8, and it's 1 mana, 3 or 4 mana, 7 mana.
And Thunder Magic is an uncommon?
Yeah. No, it's a common.
Okay. So depending on how good Thunder Magic is in the format, right?
Yeah.
If 1 mana deal 2, if that card gets played a lot, then that makes this card significantly worse. Just because you spend your 4 mana and you get it clipped.
Yeah.
But
it looks like it kills 4 things in green.
Okay. It's not a ton.
No.
But
It does also tag the other red-blue card and the other red-black card and the white-green card and the red-white card.
So it's just getting all the gold
It hits
uncommons.
almost all the gold uncommons.
Neat.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you want.
Yep. It might hit all of them.
Exactly what you want. Yeah, so like that's kind of difficult to like spend if that card is as good as it might be.
Yeah.
That everyone's gonna play it,
right.
And then you're just like, oh, here's my 4 mana, and they're just like, yeah, suck it. And you're like, oh, thanks. 1 mana time walk, sick. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Watsy. Great design. Love it. I mean, I guess especially since like Thunder Magic being 3 damage deal 4.
Yeah.
Right, like it's just gonna get played a ton.
Yeah, it
right.
At 4 mana it hits like, a lot.
It's like it's kind of like Burst Lightning. Like Burst Lightning is 5.
Yeah.
It's like, but if Burst Lightning is Burst Lightning 5 for 5, right? But it's Burst Lightning is any target, but still like, there you go, boom.
Yeah, 5.
5. So 5 to do 5 or 5 to do 4?
5 to do 4.
Yeah, like, this doesn't get to go face, but
right.
like, it's basically Burst Lightning for creatures only. Like, I think all these 2 toughness creatures probably are a liability.
Yeah.
If like red isn't all good.
Right.
Especially like on Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Right, where like you might run into like 4 red decks in your like in your draft.
Yeah.
So just a thing to keep in mind, like 2 toughness might be like a no-go zone. Yeah, it might be scary. We were like, I have to play this, but this is interesting that like this plus like the mechanic as a whole, like red black spell slinger hasn't been a thing.
Right.
And the fact that like you're just gonna have all this like reach. Mm-hmm. So if there are like enough aggressive creatures in red and black, that then like the kind of random wizards and like your card draw spells and your removal spells are doing a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
Like that could like give this deck like an interesting angle.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Next up is red green. This is landfall aggro. I don't think that really needs any explanation. No. We know what landfall is and we know what aggro is, so this is going to be a landfall deck or an aggro deck that relies on landfall triggers. Mm-hmm. The signpost we have here is Gladiolus Amicatia or something. 4 red green for a 6/6 human warrior. When this enters, search your library for a land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. And whenever a land you control enters, another target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. So this is a 6 mana 6/6, so Dreadmaw stats. And when it ETBs, it Rampant Growths you.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens, you also get +2/+2 on trample on another creature.
Yeah, so the fact that it's another is a little annoying because like a 6/6 that you can just chump block, especially when like red black's making a bunch of 0/1s.
Yeah.
And green white is like go wide that we're gonna talk about. So like you're gonna have a bunch of like nonsense around that this thing can't trample over.
Well, okay, that's a little bit different take or a different way to gauge this card than what I was thinking, I guess. You're right, it is a little awkward that it can't target itself, but this is kind of like a 3-for-1 on turn 6.
You get the creature, get the land, and then you get an attack.
Yeah, you get a creature, you get a land, and you get like a pump spell.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, like that in a deck like this, that's kind of everything you want to do. Like on turns 5 and 6 is like double spell, commit to the board, double spell. So this definitely fills that role. And if you,
And
if you knock 2
okay.
mana off for a rampant growth, it's a 4 mana 6/6. And if you ramp, or you pull another mana off for, I don't know, blossoming defense or mutagenic growth or whatever spell you want to fill in for your pump spell, like this is a 3 mana 6/6.
It's an interesting way to look at
That
it.
you would definitely play.
Well, I was thinking, like, that. Well, one, like the landfall deck should just want to have landfall triggers, and like hopefully, him entering the battlefield triggers like more than one thing.
Right.
Right. You're gonna put a counter on a chocobo. You're gonna make some other chocobo bigger.
Yep.
Right. You're gonna do a bunch of chocobo shenanigans.
Yep.
But like that, I think that's the value of the land, because I guess I haven't looked at the card file, but how many things are there past like 6?
Well, sure. But again,
like,
it also sets you up to double spell.
Yeah, like you have 7 mana, you can play a 3 and a 4 the next turn. But like I think the like hopefully getting multiple triggers, like if you get 3 or 4 landfall triggers off of playing this, then like I think you're cooking.
Yeah.
I guess the only, like I said, going back to like you have this 6/6 that can just get chump blocked for days, and it like has this ability that could give it trample.
Right.
But they were like,
Yeah.
He only hypes up others. He doesn't hype up himself.
Right.
It's like he's a warrior. Let him run free. But yeah, like, I think you're right that like the rampant growth aspect of it, just like for the triggers, is good. And I did like the what are each of these abilities worth. Yeah, so like probably like he's probably closer to like a 4 mana 6/6.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and you're right. That is good.
I think it's in its deck. This is a better card in its deck than Lock is.
Oh yeah.
And
for sure,
it's probably a better card in its deck than Titus is. Now, like, this deck might altogether be more powerful, but
yeah,
you know, if you're looking to be red-green for some reason, like this is a good card for that deck, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
Next up is green-white. What do we got in green-white?
Green-white is a go wide deck, so it is token focused, go wide, and then pump spells.
Yep.
Like they said a lot of words to say pump spells.
Right.
And so we have Rinna Heartily,
Heartily, yeah, something.
Heartily. It's 3 green-white for a 4/4. Legendary creature, human rebel warlock. Which, I mean, I guess you can now pick it up in your rebels deck.
Yeah.
So when this enters, create Angelo, a legendary 1/1 green and white doggo creature. Aww. And then Angelo Cannon, which just sounds cruel. Step 1, call PETA. Step 2,
right.
Whenever this attacks, another target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature you control.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
So you just make something enormous.
Yeah.
And, like, in theory, right? Oh, it's another target. So you have to run your 4/4 in there. But then you can make Angelo huge or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, if you have no board, you're attacking with 7 power, 7 toughness the next turn.
Yeah, which is fine. And hopefully in your go wide deck,
right,
you have gone wide.
Right. It is a little awkward that it's whenever this attacks, so that like you don't get it the turn it comes down.
Yeah. You don't get it the turn it comes down, and like you don't get to just like throw a token in.
Right.
Like we just had like a white-black creature, and it was like whenever you attack, you give something.
Yeah.
And it like had death touch, but you got it the turn it comes in. And so like, yeah, it's not quite as powerful. It's interesting. Like sometimes I almost feel like the different teams just don't get the memo.
Yeah.
when they do design. Like there'll be one team that's like no doubt, no drawbacks, everything's like the best it can be. Then other people were like, how do we have designed this card in 2018?
Yeah.
Discuss. And then you're like, why does this set feel like so like 2018ish?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, like all these little things add up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is like this is fine. Like I think this card's good.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'll at least get in one enormous attack.
Yep.
And like presumably you have some number of like pump spells or
right.
you know, not raise the alarms, what inspired charge type effects.
Yep.
Where you can be like, all right, like I'll attack with my 4/4, haha, it's a 6/5, and I get like I eat your thing or whatever.
Right.
So hopefully you have enough of those to kind of like make it work.
Yep.
So yeah, seems decent.
All right. Next up, we have white black. This is going to be the sacrifice archetype, which I know isn't a huge stretch, but is a little bit of a stretch. Like when you mentioned the mage aggro deck being a little unconventional, I think the sacrifice in white black is, I mean, not as unconventional, but just a little. Typically, that's red black.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to be sacrificing creatures for benefit. They say a lot of them have death effects, and there will be cards that sacrifice artifacts as well as creatures, so you get kind of two ways to trigger it. This also plays well with the equipment with job select, because it provides 2 pieces of cardboard for your sack stuff. In the signpost we have here is Judge Magister Gabranth. It's a white and a black for a 2/2. Human Advisor Knight with Menace. And whenever another creature or artifact you control dies, you put a counter on it.
Yeah, I mean it's like similar to what is his name? Bartolome.
Yeah.
But Bartolome also is a sack outlet.
That's exactly what I was going to say, is when I see a sack deck as an archetype, I like to see the outlet as the signpost instead of a payoff, because typically that's where you're gated. Like everything will trigger, but you don't have a way to
de-trigger it.
But
you're like, I gotta have a way to get rid of things.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think this card is fine. It's just not optimal to put you in the sacrifice deck, I don't think.
Yeah, you're not like super excited, like, oh hey. Yeah. Again, this feels like I'm like black and I have some ways to sack some things. Yeah. So okay, this card is fine, but like it's like a B.
Right.
Or like a C kind of card, even in its deck. It's not like, oh man.
Yeah.
Where like you could just like have you'd much rather this, like you said, like have like be like a Bartolomeo that's like I sacrifice and I get paid off.
Right.
As opposed to I just get paid off when you sacrifice.
Well, even like if you're gonna pick one or the other, like I'd even rather have just an Nantuko husk than the payoff as my signpost. But I mean, we'll see how the deck comes together though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Next up, we have blue-red big non-creature spells that cost 4 or more mana matter. And we have Shentoto, Tactician Magician. 1 blue-red for a dwarf wizard who is an 0/4. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Shentoto gets +X+0 until end of turn, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast the spell. If X is 4 or more, draw a card.
That's a lot of text.
It is. This archetype just feels awful.
Yeah, typically like spell slinger stuff, you want to cast lots of spells, not big spells.
And it like feel like you'd mentioned like all you want to do is double spell. Like that's usually what you want to do in like a spell slinger deck is like double spell. Yeah. And like I'm gonna pay 4 mana I'm gonna cast 1 spell. And like, granted, it has like draw a card stapled onto it, but like you just spent 3 mana for an 0/4. Well, I guess it's like a reasonable like blocker.
Yeah, I guess like the flip side of that though is if your Glimmer of Genius, like scry 2
Draws three
draws
cards.
3, like
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty good. That's a
It
good
is.
spell.
Yeah, it just I don't know. It just feels like maybe it's because we've just never had this archetype
Yeah,
before, but it just feels like not the thing I want to like do.
like
Is just like, hey, I'm gonna like not play a 4-drop creature and play a spell.
what if this was a 2/2 and didn't have the first part? If this was a 3 mana 2/2 that drew staple draw a card to everything that was mana value 4 or more.
I think it'd be similar.
Do you think it'd be more or less playable?
Maybe more just because you could trade it for something. But like, okay, so we have. I was looking at blue 4 mana spells. So we have eject,
Mm-hmm.
which is the like, uh, which is a, which is bounce draw a card
Yeah.
for 4 mana. Like bounce draw 2 cards, fine. Like I feel like you need. It's an uncommon, but I feel like you would want a bunch of those.
Yeah.
For this guy, you have like ether, which does not seem like a thing that you want.
Right.
It's an artifact. And it for okay, so it does work with the modal spells.
Mm-hmm.
So Blizzard, like ice magic, the second level gets a creature off the battlefield.
Yeah.
And like is the 4 mana put a creature top or bottom, which has been like good in a lot of sets.
Yeah. The clone in this set is a sorcery.
Yeah. There's like 2 of them, right? There's like Realms Magic, and then maybe it's Realms Magic is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Create a token that's a copy
Okay.
of target artifact, creature, or land.
Yeah.
This also triggers off of equipment and vehicles.
And vehicles. Yeah, so there are a couple vehicles that, but then you're like in this weird thing where you like play your vehicle and this can't crew it.
That's true.
Like defensively,
Yeah.
you can't crew it defensively.
Yeah.
So there are some like it seems like Retrieve the Esper is like a 4 mana sorcery that makes a 3/3.
Yeah.
So like that's just like a nod to this archetype. So maybe there's like enough here, but I don't know. It does seem odd.
Yeah.
I guess like side quest card collection. The 4 mana enchantment that's draw 3, discard 2.
Mm-hmm.
If it's draw 4, if it's draw 3, discard 2, draw a card.
Yeah.
What does it trigger? You draw it first, right?
Yeah,
so
you would draw the card
first.
first.
So it's effectively draw 4, discard 2.
Yeah.
So draw a card, draw 3. So like that would get the job done.
It's also interesting that this says the amount of mana spent to cast that spell, not mana value.
That's for like
Flashback.
ice magic.
Or flashback. It works with flashback too.
And flashback, yeah, good point. But like I thought it was like I think the modal spells help as well.
Yep.
See, they do. I guess they do have a few things that kind of like make it work, but it does feel like awkward. I guess that's why we have syncopate, so you can like syncopate something, and then draw a card. Yeah, I'm still not like super sold.
No, me neither. I think it's fine though.
Yeah, you watch like in 2 weeks, you'll be like, oh, the best archetype, pay 4 mana for a spell. Yeah. I was so wrong, but yeah, it seems like an awkward mechanic.
Yep. All right, next up is green black. This is graveyard value, self mill, fill your yard, flashback spells, returning stuff to the battlefield, getting value out of your graveyard kind of stuff. The signpost we have here is Cloud of Darkness. It's 2 black, green, green for a 3/3 avatar with flying, and it has Particle Beam. When Cloud of Darkness enters, target creature and opponent controls gets neg X until end of turn, where X is the number of permanents in your graveyard. So it's a 5-mana flying Chupacabra.
Yeah, I mean, it was like Chupacabra Echoes?
Mm-hmm.
Was that the card from Ixalan, or Journey to the Center of Ixalan, or whatever we called it? I mean, that card was fine and like could be like really good, but you had to work for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they reprinted Satyr Wayfinder, but for towns.
Right.
So like a card like that you want to have, and this is also a card that's good to like recycle.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you have like 1 or 2 of these in your deck, you want to have ways to like buy it back.
Yeah.
So you're just like, okay, play the thing, kill you.
Yep.
Play the thing, kill you. So yeah, I think it's fine. Like, it's just like, do we have the pieces to like make it work?
Yep. We'll have to play with it to find out.
We will. Look at you. You're just like, go to your local game store for pre-release.
That's right. Maybe you'll see Brian there.
Maybe. We have red, white, equipment aggro. Never been a red, white archetype before.
Crazy.
Revolutionary. Creatures want to be equipped in cards that reward you for having equipment. So we have Goito, King of the Dwarves.
Sure.
Red, white for a Dwarf Noble. It's a 1/1. It has Doubly Strike.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever this or another dwarf you control enters, and whenever an equipment and whenever an equipment you control enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. He's like, I'm coming for you, DePaula.
Right.
I will be the greatest dwarf commander of all time. I mean, we have seen 2-mana discard a card, draw a card creatures be good.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What was my boy Rick's Mighty Reveler?
Yep.
That was a rare.
Yep.
So like, just that like this enters, discard a card, draw a card has been like valuable text.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And now if you just staple that on like
every dwarf and equipment in your deck.
Yeah, like then now you're like you're doing some things.
Also, Double Strike plays really well with equipment.
Really well.
Yep.
I was gonna see how many dwarves there are.
Well, we just talked about one, and I was gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
Because look at the art for this card.
I'm looking.
Oh,
okay.
That's not the right one. This is also a dwarf.
It is.
How are these two things both dwarfs?
So what I'm going to tell you is, Final Fantasy is every game is not related to the other one.
Oh, including the races?
Including the races.
Okay.
So there are 3 dwarves in the set.
Oh, okay. So this does not care about dwarves.
And we have one is a blue-red dwarf that cares about, granted, it cares about non-creature spells. It can be an equipment.
Sure.
And the other one is a 1-mana 2/1 that dies into a 1/1.
Okay.
It's fine. So, yeah, it feels like the dwarf text is like, so I heard you want a dwarf commander.
Yeah.
I hear you like really like Fallen Empire's creature types. Can I introduce you to your dwarf lord?
Dwarven Pony.
Yeah. Dwarven Pony. Yeah, that was what I was trying to think of. I was
Mhm.
like, what was that one?
It was Homelands, though, I think.
Okay. So the problem is, and they may have addressed it in this set, but the problem is that like equipment decks as a whole usually don't get there
Yeah.
in limited, right? Like they've been working on this by doing what they've done in this set, which is your equipment brings along a friend, right?
Yeah.
So we have job select or for Mirrodin. So like your equipment a a creature.
Mhm.
But so there are 27 equipment in the set. Um and of them in the colors, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6, 7 that have job select, and I think 3 or 4 of them are 4 of them are commons.
Yeah.
Two and then 2 uncommons and a rare. So like you could in theory have enough creatures that are actually equipment
Right.
to maybe make this good. And then just like pile a bunch of stuff on him
Mhm.
and like, make some sort of Voltron noise and then hope for the best.
Yep.
Whee! Hope they don't give your creature -0, -9,999
Yeah.
and be like, oh, I guess I died then. Yeah, I don't know. Like this seems like this archetype needs to be better than it has been historically.
Yeah.
I think the last time like red white like artifact or like equipment was like good was in, oh gosh, Keldheim.
Yeah.
But that was just like red white aggro deck go burr
Right.
while you're like getting snow permanents onto the battlefield.
Right.
And it was less like it was just that this was the most aggressive thing to do. And we had the stupid equipment like when you attack, deal 1 damage. And it's like, oh, I'm at 3 and you have 4 creatures. You're just gonna throw 1 at me a turn and I'm gonna die. Suck. So I think you have to like prove to me that this is good. Or like that deck works before I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like King of the Dwarves, get in here, baby.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like the card that holds that deck together.
No, it might just be that you have a bunch of equipment that are also creatures
Right.
because you don't have a choice.
Right.
Because 4 of your creatures in your colors are 4 of your commons are also equipment. So.
All right, last archetype is blue-green. This is Town Ramp. Towns matter, lands matter, making extra land drops, casting big spells. I also added a note that this will also likely be the 5-color soup deck. They didn't say that in the stream, but that kind of makes sense to me. You're playing all the towns, even off-color ones.
Yes.
You're likely just going to be the soup deck. The signpost we have here is Omega Heartless Evolution. 5 green-blue for an 8/8 artifact creature robot. And its ability is Wave Cannon. When Omega enters, for each opponent, tap up to 1 target non-land permanent that opponent controls. Put X stun counters on each of those permanents, and you gain X life, where X is the number of non-basic lands you control. That's interesting.
Wow. Like, this probably gains you 4 or 5 life.
Yeah.
If you're like in the hardcore town deck.
And is basically a removal spell at that point.
Yeah. Being like, if you put like so enters for each opponent, tap up to 1. So you get to tap 1 thing.
Yep.
And so yeah, I mean if you tap something like if you put like 4 or 5 stun counters on something and you have an 8/8.
Yeah.
Like they might not get a chance to untap it before you kill them with your
Well,
8/8.
right, that's what I meant. Is this is basically a removal
Yeah.
spell. Like when you cast an 8/8, your opponent has to deal with it, or the game ends.
Yeah, I mean, there's another blue green card that is, oh gosh, Elvish Reclaimer
Mm-hmm.
or Rejuvenator, Elvish Rejuvenator
Yeah.
that enters, looks at the top 6, put a land in. So there's like built-in ramp. We have a circuitous route,
Mm-hmm.
but for towns.
Yeah.
Uh, so, I mean, this could get there. And like if you like reach the horizon, which is a circuitous route, and you get 2 towns.
Yeah.
Right now, you go from 4 to 6. You're playing this on turn 5,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna gain again probably 3-4 life.
Yep.
And have an 8/8 like that. That works out all right.
I agree.
Some of these cards, I'm just like I can't with these.
And like I said, this deck is also going to scoop up all the soup. So whatever's left over in your pod that's multicolor, off color, other people didn't play, stuff that's hard to splash, like this deck can just kind of gobble up.
Yeah, and like if I look back at these, some of the good removal spells are so like one of the things that like allows these decks to be good is like if the black removal is easy to splash.
Mm-hmm.
And like Overkill, this set's like murder.
Yeah.
Is
2 and a black, right?
2 and a black.
Yeah.
So that like makes it so you just need like 1 or 2 towns that like give you black mana.
Yep.
And again, our thunder magic that I've like gone on about, right? It's just a red.
Right.
And like it can be 4 mana deal 4.
Yep.
And like you're at that point, you're the ramp deck. Like 4 mana deal 4 is not like a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
So like you have like 2 like reasonable removal spells. Oh, and destroy target creature, you gain 2 life, is 3 and a black for an instant.
Yeah.
So like you've got multiple removal spells that are easy to splash. So like if you're like I'm blue green, you're just like I'm gonna pick up all of these single pip black removal spells, and now I'm like Sultai.
Yep.
Oh, and is there like a good one way? Like you're just gonna pick up all the 1 pip cards pretty easily.
Yep. And like whatever gold cards are left over, also you get.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, oh hey, like I guess I can get the, whatever our dwarf that looks like a weird cat dwarf hybrid thing. The blue red one that cares about mana spells with mana value or mana spent 4 or greater. Yeah. I guess I could just put this in my deck and then like I'll cast a couple ramp spells and draw extra cards. Like that's fine.
Or you end up with a Gladiolus that like you wanna ramp anyway,
exactly.
and
yeah, and then so giving this thing +2/+2 and trample.
Yeah.
It get some dead now. So yeah, like I think that it is. I think you're right that it is going to be probably like blue green X.
Yeah.
Like at least 1 color, and maybe like 2, where like you have Gladiolus or you have I would even like play the green white signpost uncommon.
Yeah.
If I had a few towns that fix, like I get 2 bodies that can like gum up the ground while I go bigger.
Absolutely.
Right. That's like my, that's like my turn 4 play because I ramped somewhere else along the way. Like that's great. That's exactly what I want.
Yep.
So it looks a little interesting. It is a little like I'm gonna play it, but it does feel a little too Final Fantasy. Like I don't know. It's like this is maybe like good prep for when they hit us with like Spider-Man and the Green Goblin and Clayface or the Sand guy or whatever his name is. and they're just like, here, you you love these on the big screen.
Yeah. Now hold them in your
Here's
hand.
Tobey Maguire. Yeah, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and whatever his name is. Gosh, Zendaya's boyfriend. I can't think of his name. But yeah, so it's a little weird. Oh, did you see that power creep is out of control now?
What do we got now?
We have a 1-mana 3/3.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah. Like I just feel like it's like blink me. Like do something so it's Cactuar for all of those who have missed it. It's green for a 3/3 with trample. And at the beginning of your end step, if this creature didn't enter the battlefield this turn, return it to its owner's hand. But like it feels like attack get like a blink.
Yeah.
Somehow. Like a Charming Prince or something. And then you're just like, yeah, we're doing it.
Different card, but what was the elephant from Kaladesh that saw play?
The 3/4?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, what was he called?
Paging something.
Paging, yeah. And I mean that like took way more work. It stuck eventually, but you had to cast it 3 times.
Right. And you didn't get to attack with it in the meantime.
Yeah.
This at least you get an attack out of.
Yeah, you get an attack and then it goes away. So, with that, do you got anything else, or do you feel thoroughly limited?
I am limited, and my voice is limited.
All right. So with that, I think we have croaked our way to a show.
Yep, we got there. It's a show.
It is a show.
Hopefully next week I'll be on the mend.
Hopefully, not even for the show, just for you personally. Hopefully you were on the mend.
Well, for the show also. Next week will be a lot of talking, starting the card by card stuff.
Yeah, really. So with that, wait, no, that's too soon. I think we got a show.
We got a show.
Yep. All right. So again, at home remedies and then cards for the what's it called? For the single card evaluations. Let us know. Facebook, Discord, Twitter, X, Blue Sky, email. All those links are in the description. Say hey, let us know.
Yep. If you want to support the show, there's 2 ways you can do it. The first is our TCG Player affiliate link. If you want to shop from TCG Player but still stick it to them, CasualTryHard.com/TCG. Take some money out of their pocket and put it in ours. We'd appreciate that. The second is with Patreon. Patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Dip a couple bucks in, you get access to our show notes and our unshow, and you support us at the same time. Patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG.
Yeah, so with that, we'll catch you on the internet.
We'll catch you on the internet.